Well, here are the two Preludes as I found them at the scrapyard in August 2010. Here's the brown one, which is the 1980, and here's the red one, which is the 82. Similar body styles, and here they are being delivered later that fall. Well, here we are almost 3 years later. And these projects still aren't finished, but a lot of work has been done. On the brown one at least, that's the 80. Just work for a while, and sometimes I don't, sometimes I sit for months at a time. The red one, I cover it now because it's rusting to pieces. I uncovered it just to take this video, so I'm going to have a look around here, show what I've done. As you can see, it's up on cinder blocks, and there are people who would, or other people who do, criticize, who question the safety of such an arrangement, but that's all I have. It has to do, and I'm pretty careful. Now I'm going to start here at this corner, putting the bushes back. This area has been, that was all rotted away. That's been rebuilt some time ago, actually, as has the left strut tower. And of course you have the suspension off. This area been redone. Forgive me for not using the correct terms. I can't remember them all. There's a piece of angle iron. Basically make a base frame in a rocker panel with a base of angle iron, and then work around that. Now, much has been done here. This was all cut away and redone. It was an awful trick to rebuild that. And as you can see, this has been out in the weather a bit. It's got a lot of surface rust, but nothing serious. Nothing damage to repair. And I had most of this done. Was getting the suspension back together, and it's just kind of been sitting here ever since, waiting for more parts that I can't afford. Here are the wheel arch. Of course, the control arm mounts. That one anyway was all gone. Like the bolts were seized in the bushings, so anybody who works at Hondas and on these old Hondas knows what that's all about. Here we are at the back. Again, lots of surface rust, but a lot of these repairs have been made. This edge has been tricky. It was almost completely gone. There wasn't much left for reference. More work on the go here. Just a work in progress. But going around to this side, I have the door. It was easier just to take that door right off. Do the repairs. I'm peeking under the cover here. This is how I rebuild the wheel arch. The flare isn't just a base of thin metal, and then taking to pieces and folding, cutting and folding them. And of course it has to be all built up with body fill to get the proper shape. Again, lots of surface rust. And this is far from finished, by the way. Like, this still needs reinforcing. I'm going to have to make another piece to put on here, I think. Just taking a quick peek under here, what I can see. Underneath was pretty rusty. Hole there. That was a fuel tank mount, which ripped right out of the body when I removed the fuel tank, so that I've been rebuilding it. We've got pieces of really heavy stuff there for the bracket itself, and then a panel that's being welded on there. It should resemble that anyway. Now we'll go back above. So welding machine, just an old MIG welder. This is about the only work I've done this year on this thing. Has been to this this corner, that strut tower mainly, which was completely pretty much gone. That's been rebuilt. This is in the process of being rebuilt. The welding's not complete just yet. Now the windshields on both of these were cracked, I assume, from the torque exerted by the failing body structure of the car. This windshield has been removed. I had it out. I had to repair underneath it. It had rusted quite badly. I'm just going to have a little peek inside, and this is quite a cluttered mess in here. Reminds me of my bedroom. The interior, of course, had to completely be removed to access the welding. Actually, that part can be cut. Anyway, there's the control panel. The console had been removed to do the work. And, well, things are just sort of hanging out here, but have a quick peek under the hood. The old 1.8 liter engine. And it was running. It's been about a year and a half since I last ran it. I actually drove this car around the yard, albeit without brakes. So the transmission and clutch are good. There's the strut tower from this side. It's all been coated now. Make it look nice. A quick peek at the 82, which is the same, well, it's quite similar on the outside, but very different on the inside. This one is at the bottom of my priority list, and it clearly shows. It's got a long way to go, and prognosis is not very good for it. But if I do have the time and the resources, it just might get done. Better idea of just what I do with the angle iron, making a frame to work around. As you can see, there's not too much left. Some work was done on this wheel arch. Quite a bit was done on that wheel arch and this area of the body. Surface rust again. Some parts of this are actually in better shape than the 80. So when you even it out, they were pretty much about the same condition. Peeking under the hood. That's where I store some of my extra sheet metal. The trunk pan is pretty much shot. It's all got to be fabricated. The right side is pretty good. There's really not much damage over there, so might be a bit of a break. That corner was rebuilt. That corner was off of another old 82 that I had for parts and stripped. There's a look at the fuel filler neck, or a look at the fuel filler goes. That's all been fabricated. A lot of little spots like this that are going to be a real nuisance to fix, because the window would have to come out, or at least the seal would have to come out that far, and it's not easy to get that window seal off. Have a quick look inside. This one's pretty scary. You see, totally different console. A nice little flip-up clock, I love that. Even a different shifter. Now, the floor was pretty much gone in this. It looked alright, but by the time I peeled off the previous repairs, there wasn't much left. So, looks like Fred Flintstone would feel right at home. I've cut away most of the damaged areas and started welding a bit of new metal in here, fairly heavy stuff. I guess the most important question is, do these things run? So we're going to find out. Now the fuel tanks are removed from both cars, so I've just put a little jar of fuel, pumped it in with a fuel pump that I had rigged up here, and I couldn't lift the battery, so I just used some jumper cables to my other old Civic. We're going to hop in here and see what happens. This hasn't been started for a year and a half, so I do not know just what to expect. I'm going to open the choke fully, I think. Now, let's see. Here goes. Nope. Got some problems here. Hold on. Okay, I think we've corrected the problem. There are some fuses missing. It's the original Honda key, by the way. Oh, lights. See what happens. Oh, maybe not. Try this again. No. Okay, got a battery hooked up directly now, so I'm going to see if I have any more luck. Ha-ha! Quite a smoke screen here. Yeah, let's have a look. Almost out of gas. Well, seems good. Well, I'm going to see if I can get this one, the 82, to run. Done the same thing with a little jar of gasoline in the fuel pump. But I'm not going to leave the fuel pump hooked up because the carburetor seems to be leaking. I don't know what's going to happen. This hasn't been running almost 3 years, so let's find out. Alright, let's see what happens here. Up the pedal. The instrument cluster does not light. Oh. That's not good. Try this again. Still no instrument panel, but it cranks anyway. Ah! Phew. Whoa! Again. He's got some problems there somewhere. So what does the future hold for these? Well, I'll try and keep you posted.